Hey, 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 hey. What is today? The
4th of March.
The 4th.
How you doing?
It's been a hot minute.
It's been like a hot week since I've seen you.
Like a long time. I
Yeah.
feel like I feel like you've been gone and I've been gone.
Yeah, we
and
just
it
can't seem to
has
hit
been
on the
weird.
same day here.
I know. And life has just been crazy.
It
So, yeah. So, welcome back, everybody. Super excited to be here. It's March, and that, like, January took forever.
Mm-hmm.
February flew out of here.
It did.
And here we are in March. So,
Here we are.
here we are.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are. Well, if you're just joining for the first time, this is Put a Fork in It, Grand Forks' most random and sporadic news show. You never know when I'm going to show up, and I keep unplugging my...
Uh-oh.
I do this all the time. It's okay. I can hear myself. Grand Forks' most sporadic show. We're in, we're out, we're up, we're down, and I blame it on like people getting sick and things like that. So here we are. I'm excited. I've got a guest this morning, but let me intro the show. Here it is, Paul. Sorry. I'm a mess today. So my name is Courtney Barstead Logan. I'm a realtor here in the Grand Cities with eXp Realty. You can find me on social media at Grand Cities Living. If you want to watch this show again, you can hit it up on YouTube at Grand Cities Living, or Put a Fork in It. I should probably figure out which one that one is. But Put a Fork in It is on the podcast streaming. So all the things. I think YouTube is Grand Cities Living because I've got other real estate videos on there.
Yeah.
So
Can you hear now?
I can hear.
Okay,
Can you
good.
hear? Yeah,
I can hear
me?
you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. You've been better.
All right.
All right. Well, let's get this party started because my good friend Misti Kaufman is here with me this morning.
Got to give her a round.
I know. She shows up. She's got balloons and pink, and she's ready to have some fun. And you're a returner to the show.
Yeah.
You were like
Thanks
one of
for
the
having me.
originals. Yes.
It's exciting.
We've been kind of going back and forth on some stuff, and then I was like, can you come and talk? And you have all kinds of things going on in your world. And last night, I said you were going to be on the show, and someone was like, she's like the show in town right now because when you think of balloons, you're it.
Yes, with Party City closing, that's we're it.
You're
so,
it.
Yes, but the party can still continue because we have balloons. We've always had balloons, lots of balloons, helium balloons, air-filled balloons. You name it, we have it.
The party don't stop.
Nope.
No.
Never.
We never. No. So if you've missed any of the shows before, or you've never heard of Misti, Misti owns Balloons by Misti, which is one of the coolest places in town. And you need to hit him up on social media because if you're having one of those days where you're like, go to her Facebook page and just like look at her balloon creations because you're like, there's a lot of really cool things happening from celebrations and birthdays and events in town. So tell us, a little bit about you just for those that are catching you for the first time. Let us know who you are and what sparked Balloons by Misti.
Yeah. Well, I'm Misti Kaufman. I am a mother of 6 children, and that is really how I got into balloons. About 15 years ago, I started doing balloons for all my kids' parties. And when you have 6 kids, there's always a party. And so going from their birthday parties to decorating for school events and church events and their sporting gymnastics and things like that, one day a friend said, you should do this as a business. And I thought, that's silly. Nobody will pay me to do that. I had been a stay-at-home mom for all those years, and she said, everybody will pay you. And I went home and I thought about it. I started a Facebook page and kind of as a hobby, almost 6 years ago now. And it took off immediately, kind of blew up, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, no pun intended here.
Yep, I went from a tiny little closet in our basement I did have a store in the Columbia Mall for a while, and then we moved our business back to my house. It works best for my family and everything to be there, so we run it out of the garage. So you can't come in and actually see things, but you'll see things all over town. We do
always.
things lots of places, and the balloons last a very long time, so they're there for a long time. So, but yeah, so.
It's funny you say the balloons last for a while because you had said that on something or it was wherever. And then I was laughing because sometimes we always do like a birthday one for my son.
Yep.
And that's in April. And then come June, I'm like, get these balloons out of my living room. You know, like I move them all over. So it's a blessing to have them around. But then after a while, I'm like, can I pop these balloons?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
they last forever.
Yeah, I had a mom of a teenager once. She's like, I'm tired of dining with Harry Styles every night. He's been with us for like 8 months, and
Oh,
he
boy.
just won't go.
Yes, I know. And then you know the minute
That
it's
kind of
gone.
balloons, huh?
Yes, I know. And it's like, and the minute they're gone, then it's like, what happened to my balloons? I'm like, did you look at them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fantastic. What has been the coolest thing for you as a business owner, especially doing balloons, that you've learned along the way?
Oh boy, I don't know. I honestly, the coolest part is just getting to be a part of everybody's celebrations.
Yeah.
Like, that's truly the neatest thing. Like, to see, I love when I get to deliver balloons and it's for a kid and it's not really a surprise, but the balloons show up and just their pure excitement and
Yeah.
joy and happiness. Same thing with elderly people. They absolutely love the balloons and the things that you can do, and they're just always so mesmerized and amazed by it. And I love people's reactions to the balloons.
Yeah, and just having that. Last year, you snuck our balloons into the garage because I like to have them in the morning when he wakes up on his birthday. And so it was like, I felt like it was like a secret ops thing. I was like, he's sleeping. Oh, I heard the door.
Yes,
Like, you know,
we
yeah,
do
yeah.
lots of late night secret. That's the thing about us. Like, you go online to order and maybe the cutoff is 5 o'clock, but we do a lot of late night deliveries so mom can surprise for the next day.
Right.
We've met someone like down the block and around the corner
Oh
and
my
watched her
gosh.
carry it around. Like, it was hilarious as she tried to sneak it in the
funny.
back door of her house. And
Is that a drug deal or is that Misty?
Yeah, there's Misty.
yeah, I used to be more inconspicuous, but now if I deliver my van, you know, it's covered in
Oh,
balloons.
yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no denying that
Yeah.
the balloon person is
She's
out
just
there.
stopping by.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
don't worry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah,
Don't
she's
worry
just
about
in the
it.
neighborhood.
I
What a
didn't see nothing.
coincidence.
Yeah. Well, I love that about you because you're a mom. You're like, well, I'm going to be running from, you know, gymnastics or whatever. You're like, I got this here, so like I'll just throw them in the car and then we'll, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Like this is a thing. I also love that every year we've evolved now from our favorite things to, you know, whatever it might be. And you'll say, what is your child into? And I've seen this with a lot of your pictures for different things. What are your child into? It might be Harry Styles or whatever. We've gone hockey, dinosaur, different things, and you incorporate it all in, and they love seeing where they're like, oh, it's like all my favorite things. And so I don't have to be creative.
Right.
I don't have to think up any of it. I can say, you know, here's some of his favorite things, his colors,
Yep.
and then you get to do all the fun stuff,
Yeah.
which is fun. Do you love doing that?
I do. Sometimes it's hard,
Yeah.
you know, how do you incorporate a shark and Spider-Man together?
Yeah.
But we try to do it in the most cohesive and, you know,
Yeah.
way possible. But yeah, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I kind of refer to them sometimes like greeting cards with balloons. You know, it's there. It just gives it a personality, and that's the one thing I love the most about it is really making them unique and different. Because that's what makes it special. It's not special if you get the same
Right.
6 balloons that everybody else got from
Yeah.
you know from the party store. So we really put a lot of time and effort and thought into what we're doing to make it the most special for the person getting it.
And you're always evolving.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So one of my favorite things is watching new student orientation at UND and seeing when the balloons show up with Misty and seeing what she's come up with for that. And I hear from a lot of parents and families that go through and they say like, the balloons are so cool. It's such a highlight. I mean, the buildings are amazing on campus.
Oh yes,
Right?
Decorating,
Yeah.
getting to decorate in the Memorial Union is such an honor, and I love like the space is just absolutely stunning and beautiful. And any chance I get to decorate there, I'm always like, oh, what do I get to do now? Because
so
it's
fun.
just there's so much that you can do.
Yeah, it was so cool. We did one. Let's see, this was about a year and a half ago. We did my sorority's 100th year celebration,
Yes.
and that was so fun because we have pearls incorporated, and you and Rebecca did this beautiful pearl like chain thing,
Yeah.
and it was so cool just to like see that. We said like go wild,
Yeah.
and have fun with that.
That was a lot of fun.
So speaking of like the individual balloons, so people see Party City is closed now. They pop over. I did that for my niece and nephew when they were little. Just kind of go grab one balloon, and
Yep.
it was fun. You have now essentially taken their leftovers,
Yep.
which you will, and have that. And so you are that space. If someone says, I just want a, dinosaur balloon, just one dinosaur
Yep.
balloon, you can do that. You always could do that.
Right.
But yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we weren't the go-to destination for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how's that going to work?
So we do have like the single number balloons, the single letter balloons. We bought out all their leftover foils. So anything that they had, we now have in our stock. But we've never really operated on like, I want this specific balloon, because that's really hard to keep track of for a small business. So what happens is most people will call and say, I want a dinosaur balloon, or I want a Descendants balloon, or I want a Spider-Man balloon. And we're not going to necessarily show you every option of balloon that we have. We're going to give you a Spider-Man balloon. But we do have, the numbers, the letters, we can blow up a single helium balloon. We do, a lot of people also bought balloons as they went out of stock, or they buy things on Amazon and they say, can you blow these up? Well, we can, but we charge like $2 a balloon to blow up a helium balloon, because the price of helium is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's honestly, that's a lot of why Party City in general failed, was because for years they never changed their prices for those sorts of things. And the helium, there's been helium shortages for years and years, and the price of helium is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so like if you go to the Dollar Tree, they are literally losing money on that balloon. That's their loss leader. There's no way between the cost of the helium and the cost of the balloon itself, and then their staff to actually blow it up.
Yeah.
They are losing 100% of that balloon, but that $1.25 balloon brought you in where you now spent $100 on crap that you didn't need.
Yep, 100%. Oh my gosh. So you won't be cataloging the things?
No.
Yeah, I was like, that's going to take you all year.
I've always kind of, from the beginning, I learned very quickly, like, I can't spend all day sending you the 20 million options of things that we can do, because we can do so much.
Yep.
But I can find out what your budget is and make something that's going to be the best for you. Using the colors and the theme and the things that you give us. And at the end of the day, I'm a firm believer that nobody really cares what they get. They just want balloons. And so when you when you go into Party City and you see all of that, it's so overwhelming. Like, I have so many options. You know, you go to Dairy Queen and there's 20,000 flavors of Blizzard. It's hard to choose. With us, it's really easy. I want this style. I want an air-filled arrangement, or I want the mixed one that has some air-filled and a helium, or I want just a helium bouquet. And then we will design it for you using the things that you said. And it just takes all that pressure and stress off. We do a lot with, with businesses and corporate where they have a big celebration, whatever, and they don't know, do I want an arch? Do I want a column? Do I want whatever? And they'll just tell us, here's the space, here's what we're doing, and here's our budget. And then we will try to do the most to fill that space and to do those things. Because at the end of the day, it's more about like making the feeling versus you stressing out, like, did I order the right column? Did I order the right arch? Should I made the garland bigger? Like, we try to take all that stress off, because at the end of the day, you just want balloons. You want your kid's graduation party to look awesome. You want their birthday party to be fun. You want to surprise your husband or your wife, whatever. It's not about the particular balloon that goes into the arrangement.
Yep, 100%. And I know you've worked with us, like with our big event, you sent like, hey, here's some things I'm thinking. I was like, yeah, absolutely. Because some people might have a vision, or they've seen something where you're like, I'm not going to do that exact thing, but here's what I'm thinking.
And people send us their we call them inspiration photos. So we ask them, especially for graduation and those sorts of things, bigger parties will say, do you have any inspiration photos? And when they send that to me, I'm not going to copy another artist's work. Because who does that? But we will use that to create something like, like that. So that we can try to capture what you're going for. Yeah.
So I want people to know, and a lot of people have been talking about that, like, I just need to get my one balloon. Like, you don't have to have a $500 budget or a $100 budget.
And I have not been able to go on my website and make some changes to incorporate that yet.
Yeah.
We're working with that, but we've just been too busy, and I'm kind of
Yeah.
the only one doing all the things right now. So, but you can call and say, I just want this, a single number or single helium balloon, whatever. And we can definitely do that.
Yeah. So just go. And I think the thing is too, people is having that planning, and just saying, okay, I need to plan for this versus I'm just going to run into Party City, grab it and go.
And a lot of times you can call, and if we're available, I will absolutely blow up that number for you, because at the end of the day, I love helping people celebrate.
Yeah.
And if someone's not going to get their 7th birthday balloon, that's going to make me sad.
Yeah.
So, especially when I have them,
Yeah.
So as long as I'm there and I physically can, that's the thing is I told my kids, I only have my 3 youngest boys left at home now. And I said, we're going to have to do some helium training, because when I'm gone, I need you to be able to blow up a balloon at last minute if somebody calls.
Yeah.
Because
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And I love that it's in your house, because that's the thing. You can be like, hey, I'm gone, and the boys are having their cereal on a Saturday morning. You're like, can you go blow up a number 4?
Right.
I know.
If you were my mom, I'd be so all over the high voice thing. When you said helium training, I'm like, well, man, I want in on that.
No, not that kind of.
Not for that
helium.
expense either,
Right. She's like, that one just cost you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. So what kind of big things do you have planned? So your partner in crime is not here right now, and so Rebecca, we were seeing everywhere with you, and she was kind of, you two were just this dynamic duo. So you are hitting it on your own right now.
So I do have 2 college girls that are helping. One started last May, just after graduation season. She's a UND student, and she's great. She's not Rebecca, but nobody is.
Right.
I was not Rebecca. Rebecca. I said people will learn after she's gone that it was actually Balloons by Rebecca for the last few years. But no, so I've had to take a lot of doing some of that stuff, and it's kind of pushed me to places that I didn't think I could do.
Yeah.
We've done some amazing things, and it's funny because when I do get to talk to Rebecca one day, she said, "Mom, you're getting so good."
Oh,
and I thought, wow,
thank you.
how impressive, since I'm the one who taught you how to do this. So yeah, but
I love that.
But so we're getting ready we're doing some St. Patrick's Day stuff for Red River Valley's having their big St. Patrick's gymnastics tournament coming up next week.
Yep.
So we're getting ready for that. We have hopefully some Easter things. I would love to do Easter. Some of my friends do these big stuffed balloons with Easter heads, and you put candy and all the stuff in it. And I've been thinking, well, since the price of eggs is ridiculous, maybe people, would enjoy a stuffed
big
Easter
inflated egg.
Yeah. So
That'd be great.
So we're hoping to do some Easter stuff. Mother's Day, celebrate mom, and then graduation season is coming up, and it's kind of like once we get back past Valentine's Day, it's like it just all
Graduation.
it just goes.
Yes.
And we do graduation, especially since COVID. Graduation kind of sometimes even goes into July, because people just start doing it. They've changed how they do it now, and now it's like most in this area actually are on a weekday, which has kind of shifted. Everything used to be on weekends, but everybody wants to go to the lake and nobody wants to miss the party. So we're going to do it on Wednesday or Thursday night, so that everybody's still here before they leave for the lake. So there's that. And then, families coming in July for some, a lake weekend. So we'll just do it then.
Yeah.
So we keep graduation out almost year round, because we're always between that and like winter graduation for UND and stuff.
So yeah, and you have the high school graduation stuff, you have the colleges. I mean, you're kind of everywhere. I saw you were dipping your toes 70 miles south, because they always want what they can't have. So you're helping the buys, and I saw you had those colors. So that's fine too.
We did do that big display. That was pretty awesome.
That was cool.
That was my first thing that I had to do without Rebecca.
Yeah.
Which that was something when I signed up to do it, I was like, absolutely, we can do this. And then when I realized she was going to be gone, I was like, I don't know if I can. But I pulled it off.
They don't have a business in Fargo that can do what you do.
There are a couple people. I wouldn't say that they can do what I do, but they do balloons.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
I think that is awesome.
And
Yeah.
you've gone down to the Amazon
Yep.
location multiple times.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. And we actually got to do, because I don't know if a lot of
One here.
people know, but there is a new little,
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's noticed, but my Amazon packages are arriving a little
Yeah.
quicker than normal.
Yeah.
And that is because they have opened up this little, I guess, substation
Yeah.
type place where they receive packages and then they can go out from here. I think it's like a 60 or 100-mile radius, I think. But so we got to do some balloons for them when they opened their little spot here. So
Yeah.
that was exciting. Yeah.
you're like the Amazon person though, because like you were doing it, you did it like a few times in Fargo. I was like, oh, look at that! Like you get all the security clearance and everything.
Now,
Yeah, it's a big deal to go in there.
does Amazon deliver in the bigger cities? Because I was just in the Twin Cities over the weekend, and I saw a lot of those big Amazon vans.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
And I'm
do.
thinking, because I know my wife gets a lot of crap from Amazon, and it's usually delivered by UPS or whatever. But I
Yeah.
didn't realize
and
they
here
had.
lately, like last night, we were eating dinner late. We eat like 8 o'clock when my kid gets home with gymnastics.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear the door creak, and I was like, "That's weird. Like we're all home. Who is that?"
Yeah.
And it was an Amazon delivery.
Wow.
And I looked out the door, and it was just someone in a normal car.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know, bringing my
That
Amazon
throws me
package.
off.
But yeah,
I was like, what you doing in my house?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
8:30 at night, you
Yeah.
know? And then I'm
Yeah.
like, you don't see the
I think
UPS
they
truck.
deliver up till like 9 p.m.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
yeah, but
No.
It's kind
but
of
I'm grateful to get my package.
Me too.
Way
Yeah.
earlier
Me
because
too. Yeah.
for a while we're paying for Prime, and
Oh yeah.
I know.
2 weeks later you might
Yeah.
get your package.
And it's so funny too when you have a tracker. Okay, here it was in Grand Forks. Oh, but then it went to Bismarck.
Yes.
Oh, it came to Grand Forks again. Oh, now it's in Thief River Falls, and it's like, what the hell? You
I
know?
was right here.
Yeah.
I'll meet you. I'll meet you. I love that. Well, anything that you want people to know if they are not familiar with you, first-time customers, anything like that that you would like to share?
Go to our website.
Yep.
We have a pricing page that kind of shows all the different styles and types of things that we do. I think a lot of time it's sometimes we don't speak the same language. A lot of people will call and say, "Oh, I want a balloon arch. I want a balloon arch." And they really don't want a balloon arch. What they're talking about is the balloon garlands, where the balloons are all different sizes and kind of mixed together to make a, you know, kind of a free flow type thing, where a balloon arch is actually like a rainbow,
Yeah.
and all the balloons are the same size, and it, you know, it has a specific pattern, that sort of thing. So trying to find the same language, where if you go to our website, you can easily see what we call things and what things are. There are some samples of things there. I think down at the bottom of one of the pages, you can hook to my like Pinterest inspiration photos and stuff.
And your website is
Balloonsbymisty.com. Yep.
Okay.
M-I-S-T-I.
Yes.
Yep. Balloonsbymisty.com. And anything on our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook, any of those is 100% our work. I never post anybody else's work, with the exception of one picture that I know of. There was a picture last Easter that someone had did a big balloon mosaic wall, sort of like we did the NDSU one, and it was Christ.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is just, it was so stunning,
share it.
and I had to share it.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that is
Yeah.
not something that I have participated in or made myself.
Listen,
So,
churches. Misty wants to do the Christ
yes.
balloons.
For a long time,
Right?
I think that's why I started doing balloons the way that I do them, because I had all these things on my Pinterest board
Yeah.
of things that I wanted to do. And my kids were, you know, Rebecca was too old to want a cutesy little unicorn
Yeah.
statue or something, you know. And so then when someone ordered a unicorn thing, I'm like, oh, I can do this. Or, you know, a Minnie Mouse sculpture or something. I'm like, oh, now I get to do this. And so there are times you may get a really great deal on something because I just want to do it.
She was really having fun.
And yeah,
Uh-huh.
and so that happens quite often
Yeah.
when things, you know, I'll put something in or do something way bigger just because it's something that I've wanted to do or something that I'm passionate about,
Yeah.
and you get something way more than what you paid for just because I love
love
it and I
doing it.
want to do it.
I love that. I love that. And you can tell the passions are, let's see if I can get this in here. Bring it over. So Misty brightened my day today and brought me this. We're going to bring it over now.
To get you in the mood for spring.
Oh, isn't this so
Flowers are gonna start
cute?
blooming.
Let's see with this way. Isn't this so cute? I love it. My son's going to love this when he comes home. He's gonna think it's for him. I might tell him that we're.
Oh, that's for you?
Yeah, it's
Oh.
for me. Oh.
He thought he got to keep it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it right here.
It was my birthday last week.
Golly, I'm sorry. Okay.
Someone should have ordered you balloons.
I know.
Your wife's gonna put out. So, you know, I love me gossip when it's good gossip. So here's gonna be the gossip that you're spreading today is, Balloons by Misty does all the balloons, any of them, and the Party City stuff. So that's, I know a lot of people
I
have been
think the
talking,
big
so
adjustment for
share
people
that.
is going to be, you're not going to pick out the exact balloons.
Yeah.
You're just going to set, you know, we had someone, the first day that I had bought up all the stock, they called Party City that morning. They're like, we're not doing any more balloons.
Yeah.
They called me and they're like, we have something this afternoon. And she sent me the invitation, and it was just so, even it was just a helium arrangement, but it was so much fun to like take their invitation, and there was like a castle and some little gold stars and some clouds and stuff, and I was like, oh, I have this cloud balloon I'll add in there, and I have this fun little thing, and it was something that you would never ever have gotten from Party City. And so we were able to, you know, take that invitation and use that as inspiration for what we were creating, and it was something that they would have never been able to pick out on their own.
Yeah, enhance. And let's be honest, for any of the parents or anybody picking out balloons, you're like, do they like that one or whatever? I mean, how much nicer is it that you don't have to choose?
Right.
Just say, like, they love Spider-Man, but they love the, like, adulty Spider-Man one. Like,
Yeah.
perfect, got it, I'm ready
Yep.
to rock and roll.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I love it. And I think I put in the title, but it's always a party. And so don't hesitate to reach out and just say, hey, what about this, or what are these things? Everywhere she's at, every event, balloons, crazy enough, enhance the party.
They
It
do.
really
They can
does.
change. They change
Yes.
everybody's attitude and thought. Like, it just makes it special.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
It could be garbage pickup day. If you add balloons
Yeah.
out there, it's going to make
Bring
it
them to your
special.
divorce.
Yeah. I mean,
you
they're,
know?
it,
Yeah.
they're people are always like, well, what do you do every day? I'm like, when is there not a reason to have
Yeah.
balloons?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally
Well,
anything. And
sure.
we have done divorced balloons before for
Oh, have
somebody.
you?
Yeah, we've done
See?
we've done honestly some really weird stuff.
Yeah. Did you see my Lego that I got for Christmas from Alistair? It's the Up House.
Oh, I
and
have
the
that
balloons.
too.
And
Yes.
I was
It's one of
thinking
my
about
favorites.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting the balloons on there was super fun. So
Yeah.
it was so cute.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we could be here all day, but I know Misty has some, some real actual things to
Yeah.
I
do.
do. I
Yeah,
have
she's got some
70th birthday surprise party.
Oh,
I
balloonsbymisty.com.
Balloonsbymisty.com, and then on social media is at balloonsbymisty. Teeny tiny little thing too. Her family also does cool creations, the shaved ice, and that adds so much fun to an event as well. So just go on there, check them out if you haven't, and share the information. Please share with people that she is now taking all the balloons of Grand Forks, taking you over. So
Yeah.
please share, go enjoy. Make sure that with everything you do today, you put a fork in it except for my balloons. Have a great day.
Ah, there you go.